Well, student safety is another top priority of this year's legislative session.
As Project Baltimore's Chris Papps explains, lawmakers are drafting bills to keep students safe. This after a Fox 45 investigation found a suspected murderer enrolled in 2 Maryland schools, and neither was told he was dangerous.
Maryland's 90-day legislative session in Annapolis is now underway, and State Delegate Mike Griffith, who represents Harford and Cecil Counties, is focused on one key issue: student safety. You believe the students at Edgewood High School and Lansdowne High School, their safety was at risk?
100% students around Walter Martinez were at risk. That's obviously unbelievably concerning and something that, as a state, we need to address.
Griffith, over the past few months, has been drafting this piece of legislation, largely inspired by Project Baltimore's investigation into Walter Martinez. In July 2022, the MS-13 gang member killed 20-year-old Kayla Hamilton in Harford County. Soon after, police identified Martinez as the primary suspect, according to charging documents. During the police investigation, Martinez, who was in the country illegally as an unaccompanied minor, was placed in foster care with Child Protective Services. In September 2024, Fox 45 News first reported that while police were awaiting DNA results, Martinez was enrolled in 2 public high schools, and neither school was told he was a threat. The purpose of this bill that you wrote is to prevent the possibility of another Walter Martinez being in school with other kids.
That's correct. That's absolutely what it does.
Right now, Maryland law only requires schools to be notified if a student is arrested and charged with certain crimes known as reportable offenses. Griffith's bill does 2 things. First, it expands the number of reportable offenses to include additional sex crimes. Secondly, the legislation empowers states' attorneys to alert school superintendents or their designee if a student is suspected of committing a violent felony.
We can make sure the notification is very narrow between the state's attorney and the superintendent, and then give the superintendent the ability to make an informed decision to protect the students.
Griffith's bill does not mandate that state's attorneys inform schools if a student is being investigated for a violent felony. They will have discretion, which, according to Griffith, is designed to balance and protect the due process rights of the student being investigated with the safety of students in school.
This may not be appropriate for all matters, right? So, but we need to empower the state's attorneys to make the right decisions. And if they don't, then the public's going to hold them accountable. The biggest part of this bill is to create accountability, which will then hopefully lead to more student safety.
But Griffith's bill is not the only one that's been drafted in response to Project Baltimore's reporting.
We need to prioritize the safety of each and every student.
Baltimore County Delegate Nino Mangione has filed legislation he calls the Student Protection Act of 2025. Mangione's bill would bar students suspected of a crime of violence from attending school in person until the investigation is complete. Instead, a school would have to provide alternative educational options, such as virtual learning.
I refuse to sit there and allow this type of just total mistakes, total chaos in our system.
The concern is something that we collectively as Marylanders feel.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore declined to comment on these 2 bills because they have yet to be formally introduced. But he did tell us this back in September regarding our reporting on Martinez and the push to change laws.
We will work with anybody to be able to make sure that our kids are safe in their schools.
Over the 90-day legislative session in Annapolis, Project Baltimore will be following the bills introduced by Griffith and Mangione. We will keep you updated on any progress or pushback these bills receive.
I think people need to feel safe inside of their schools, and people need to be, students need to feel safe inside of their classrooms. And when that is not happening, it has to be addressed.
I'm Chris Papps, and this is Project Baltimore.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.